when you look at Solana, there's more active users. So, of course, Solana's still worth more than Sui, which doesn't have as many active users, even though it's settling the same amount. It's like Doge has a lot of value as a market cap because it has a lot of active users and holders and less so of the on-chain activity. So it's like you can have different variations of this that drives the overall market cap value.
Solana and Sui, which has really raced up. The growth rates in Sui this year have been phenomenal. And I'm trying to dig a little bit deeper in terms of like the, where that value is sort of flowing from and to.
I think it's because I did the work on it in GMI and looked at its relative growth versus Solana, because similar fast performant modern chains. And I mean, it's massively outstripping the speed. Obviously, it's at earlier stage. So of course, the rate of change. It seems that it's the Bitcoin settlement layer that's big, plus stablecoins are moving fast. And the DeFi Bitcoin ecosystem is starting to work as well.
Yeah. So Bitcoin on Sui.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was genuinely surprised that Sui had increased its position in terms of settlement values to where it is now, where it's rivaling Solana. So that's pretty phenomenal. BNB still there.
Sui was once considered one of the worst performing assets of the year, with a price drop of nearly 60% since January. However, this began to change in March and April when the token began showing signs of a strong rally. To top it all off, renowned cryptocurrency analyst Raoul Pal shared a very bullish outlook for the token. Looking at the daily Sui price chart, Paul believes the cryptocurrency is on the verge of breaking its downtrend and could be ready for a significant rally. But the most promising prediction comes from investment giant Van Eck. The firm, which manages over $116 billion in assets, claims that Sui could rise more than 350% and reach $10 by the end of 2025. This prediction seems more likely now, as Canary Capital Funds has just filed for the first Sui token ETF. This initiative could attract institutional investors, which generally promotes long-term asset growth. According to Raoul Pal, this is why Solana is still winning against Sui. Before we move forward, if you want to stay updated with the latest crypto events and news, you can subscribe to our channel and like this video. Now let's get back to Raoul Pal's view on Solana and the overall crypto market.
So it looks like if this is the most updated one, we'll get to 942 million wallets by the end of this year.
Right.
By the end of 2025.
I think, I remember even like the projections for $1 billion being sort of 2027, 2028. So yeah, we're growing faster than, is that right? But I remember you saying maybe like 3 years ago, it would be like 2027, 2028, we'll get to $1 billion, but we're here. That's where we nearly are.
We seem to be going faster than the projection because we were projecting about a 43% annual growth, but it looks like at this stage, but it looks like it's still growing faster than that. So it's still growing faster than the internet was at this stage, which is an extraordinary thing.
Yeah. It makes sense. Like it's built on top of a exponential network, so it should move faster. And that's with every single headwind and every hostile regulator and national government working against it for really the last couple of years. So it's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Solana has been quietly gaining momentum, proving that its network's strength isn't just a fad, but is backed by compelling numbers. Over the past quarter, its DeFi ecosystem has grown rapidly, attracting the attention of investors. Traditional companies such as Upexi and Kitabo have allocated $16.7 million and $5.6 million, respectively, to Solana by August 2025. Meanwhile, Solana reached a major milestone by becoming the first major blockchain to process 100,000 TPS on its main net. The value of Solana's DeFi ecosystem reached $10.7 billion, nearly reaching its January peak. In the wake of this, crypto investors have bombarded Google with questions like, will Solana recover? How far can it go? And will Solana hit $500 this altcoin season? Solana was consolidating near $235 after failing to break above the $252 resistance. The RSI at 49 indicates neutrality, suggesting a short-term sideways trend. If bulls reclaim $252, the momentum could propel the price towards $300. On the downside, strong support lies at $231, with wider margins at $213 and $176. As long as Solana remains above $231, the overall trend remains positive, but a decisive break below could trigger steeper corrections later this month. Looking ahead, the Alpenglow upgrade, expected in late 2025 or early 2026, will finalize blocks in approximately 150 milliseconds and streamline Solana's consensus process. This could enable real-time settlement of payments and derivatives, although short-term risks remain due to past network stability issues. Institutional players are already taking positions. Thanks to technical improvements, new partnerships, and growing investor interest, analysts see 2025 as a year of great potential. If the market favors bulls, Solana's price could surpass its current all-time high and reach a new high of $400. Paul believes a significant number of altcoins are on the verge of a major rally. Many key players in the crypto ecosystem are waiting for their launch, ready to do so. According to the macro expert, the increase in global liquidity is one of the main bullish catalysts that will drive the altcoin rally, and the rate of change in the key indicator of total global liquidity will only increase. Let's start with Solana. According to Paul, the sixth largest crypto asset by market capitalization is on the verge of a major rally. Based on a weekly chart of Solana, Paul seems to suggest that Solana is forming an ascending triangle, a bullish continuation pattern. SWI will follow. According to the macro expert, SWI will follow Solana in its advance. According to SWI's weekly chart, Paul suggests that SWI is forming a parallel ascending channel. Regarding XRP, Paul indicates that the third largest crypto asset by market cap is reaching equilibrium. According to XRP's weekly chart, Paul suggests that the third largest crypto asset by market cap has formed a series of bullish pennants since its launch, and that the current trend continues. Paul predicts that the number of cryptocurrency users worldwide could reach 4 billion by 2030, a figure that would represent almost half of the world's population. Paul compared cryptocurrency adoption rates to those in the early years of the internet, analyzing the growth of wallets versus the proliferation of IP addresses. His findings suggest that cryptocurrency adoption is outpacing historical internet adoption at a similar stage of development. Cryptocurrency adoption is still twice as fast on the internet, with 5 million IP addresses compared to 5 million wallets. Paul noted that the cryptocurrency user base has grown at an annual rate of 137% over the past 9 years, reaching 659 million users by the end of 2024. For comparison, the number of internet users stood at 187 million at the end of 2000, with annual growth of 76% since its inception. Based on this trajectory, Paul forecast a 43% growth in the number of cryptocurrency users by 2025 and adoption surpassing 1 billion by the end of the decade. His long-term projections put the number of global users at 4 billion by 2030, reflecting one of the fastest adoption curves in history for any technology. Paul also predicts that the total cryptocurrency market capitalization could exceed $100 trillion by 2032, driven primarily by currency devaluation and increasing adoption.